Hi, welcome back. My name is Rihanna. I am the creator of Open Arms. All the information you have down or that you need is below. Today we are doing a pick a card for Venus in Cancer. Now, Venus is a planet. We know that. And it's all about love. It's all about romance. It's all about beauty and sex. And it rules Taurus and Libra. But in our birth charts, it also talks about like what our personal taste is, how we like things to look, how we like to be courted, how we like to express our love. And so, oh, also it includes our relationship with finances and materialistic things as well as other people. So, with Venus in Cancer, Cancer being a sign that's all about the home environment, nurturing, just unconditional love, the mother of the Zodiac. Those two paired together is something that's very, very loving. It's a loving pair, but if you don't if you don't manage it well, it can also be a very possessive pair, wanting love in a specific kind of way, wanting all of the attention to yourself. So with everything, there are good sides and there are bad sides. So well, there are light sides and dark sides, let's put it that way. So we have 4 piles here. I'll give you some time to choose the pile that you are interested in. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. The timestamps will be below. I'll see you there. Okay, pile 1. You chose, what is this, selenite? I don't remember. I might know these, so don't charge it to me, okay? So for pile 1, we have 4, we're pulling from 4 decks. Okay, so we have a few oracle cards. We have a few oracle decks. We have the love oracle deck, and then we'll be pulling some tarot. So for pile 1, you have colors and numbers 22 and 30. You have relationships in reverse. So before I even get into those, I almost don't even want to take reversals for these. Okay, so let's take a look at it. With this, Venus being in Cancer, it feels like, excuse me, I have like a burp coming. It feels like time is going to be really important to you. Time is going to be something that, like, people being on time, people responded to you in timely manners. How appreciative you feel and probably the amount of time someone spends with you. Colors are going to be really important for you. You're attracted to gold. You're attracted to purples. You also may be attracted to blues. I feel like I feel like some of you may have a significant birthday coming up as well. So there's also that. This colors and numbers says, what feelings are you struggling to acknowledge? How do you see the world around you and what's not adding up? Some of you, I feel like, might be rushing a relationship during Venus in Cancer, rushing the significant other, probably really wanting a commitment, really wanting something to stand out. But also noticing the red flags. So deciding for yourself, is this person offering everything that I need in a relationship for me to really consider having one with them? Okay. I feel like road trips or just like mini vacations may also be a thing that you're attracted to during this time. Okay, so for the oracle cards, we have solitude, we have deep freeze, we have ride the wave, but it was in reverse, and we have details, but that was also in reverse. Thinking. For some of you, it feels like during this Venus in Cancer, communication isn't up to par. Communication isn't where it needs to be. You're wanting to talk more about your feelings, but maybe your partner is not, or it could be vice versa. Or you're looking for something, you're looking for a connection that feels like you're connecting with people on a verbal level, on a communicative level. If someone speaks your love language in a sense of how they're expressing things towards you, that's highly attractive to you. But you feel very stubborn. You feel very stubborn, and this is what I want. I'm not really wavering, possibly because you've wavered in the past. But right now it feels very strict. You don't feel flexible in a sense where, well, dolphins are in the picture. And I feel like dolphins mate for life, right? If I'm not mistaken, dolphins mate for life. And this feels like this is like a desire to have like a mate. Okay, so it's time. I'm ready. I really want to get into choosing who I'm going to be with for a long period of time. But I feel like you're focused too much on the details of a situation, especially with details being in reverse. You need everything to be absolutely perfect in order for you to consider it. And I feel like you may be a little naggy during this time. You may be a little picky, and you think it's for the best of you in your best interest. But I also feel like with you being like so stuck on details that you're missing out, or you're counting out actual prospects or people, or, you know, potential love interest. Sometimes we can be so stuck in our ways that we don't enjoy the just the back and forth of, or the process of getting to know someone. Especially when it comes to relationships, we want to jump into finding our lifelong partner, but a lot of times, but it has to be right. You know, no one wants to argue. Everyone wants that perfect relationship. When sometimes, if something is too perfect, that's when you find out that that's not what you wanted in the first place. Some of you may have been chronic daters, and are looking to like really settle down now. Okay, so let's see. For the love oracle, we have playfulness and we have reconciliation in reverse. So we have playfulness and then reconciliation, but it was in reverse. Okay. This is always a thing, no matter like at one point in time, especially we'll call it what it is. Mercury is in retrograde right now. And of course, in retrograde, a lot of things from the past come back and they resurface, right? So some of you have an ex that has come up. This is not the person you need to be with, okay? But it's too familiar. You know too much about it. And right now, what Venus in Cancer is asking you to look for the fun in things. Cancers definitely like to have fun. They like to be social. They like to laugh. And especially with Venus in Cancer, there's a flirtiness that's super attractive. There's a sense of like love. Love is compassionate. Love can be very sexy. And with someone that you already know, it just feels like it bogs you down. It anchors you right then and there. And that's not what, even though that's what you say you want, what Venus in Cancer is asking for you to do is just let up a little and live a little during this time. Be open to any and everything. Let's clarify. Let's clarify. Oh, it fell on the floor. And I think it was the 8 of Cups. Damn. Okay, hold on. Let me. Yep, 8 of Cups. So we have the 8 of Cups. Let me have 4, please. The 8 of Cups feels like there is something that feels very like almost perfect, but it's not perfect. It's missing something. It's almost like you taste a dish and it's like, damn, this is missing something. I can't give it a perfect 10 because it's off just a little bit. And that's what it feels like this connection is. It's cool, but you side eye it a little bit for whatever reason. And you're willing to, you're okay with, even though it has so much potential, you're willing to walk away from it. We have the 2 of Wands and we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you are really interested in someone who's able to come to your defense, someone who's able to fight for your love in a sense, especially with this 2 of Wands, with you waiting for this to happen. So you want someone who is well off materialistically, but you all also, again, want someone who is very expressive in how much they care about you. And the Page of Swords. This is new. This is new communication. It can't be somebody from the past. It can't even be a revamp of a situation from someone from the past. I know I asked before, but we got the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands. Thank you. You knew what I wanted. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. I got it for you. All right. So wanting someone new. So we have the Tower card. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords, but it came out with the 10 of Pentacles. This is very much in a sense of you feeling like you're going to make the wrong choice. There's a possibility you will make the wrong choice. But it's okay because it puts you back to where you need to be, or puts you in a place to where you're better able to receive love. This Knight of Pentacles seems so secure. It's again what we were talking about, someone who's well off materialistically, but they're not it. It's something about in them being able to, I feel like, okay, they may be well off materialistically and they may be expressive in their love, but they're also defensive about things that you may bring to their attention. So even though they're very talkative and very vocal, it has an upside and has a downside. And that's something to watch out for. Once you feel comfortable in having the courage to be like, yeah, this isn't for me. Because I feel like you may be a little timid, again, even timid with walking away. I feel like in this 8 of Cups, they're walking away, but they still have this energy of wanting to look back, possibly why you're also considering exes. Once you're okay with starting fresh, that 10 of Swords energy, just killing off everything and starting fresh, you definitely are presented with the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles gives you the material and it gives you that love, because it's 2 people in this card. Do you see what I'm saying? So it gives you that companionship. You know, animals are definitely loved. They love unconditionally. And so you have that inclusion in there. Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. We have 8s, we have 5s asking for a change it up. We have 7s, acknowledgement. We have 4s, stability. decide. Yes, that stability on the solitude card is giving you the courage to make a choice to initiate things that are based off of how you feel and what you want, and not necessarily, well, I don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. Well, they were saying some really good things that I could consider and I could be okay with. No, don't do it. If you don't want it, don't go through with it. Okay. Well, I thank you for this. We have other videos available on the channel. Check them out, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Okay, so you chose this one, which is Infinite. I love this one. It's the newest one that I have, and it is, I don't know, I connect with it from a heart space. It definitely called to me. I was in a store looking for something else and ended up leaving with that. Talk about meant to be. Okay. So let's look at your cards. We have gratitude, but it was in reverse. I'll consider it. We have focus. We have flying and falling. All right. So we have 42, 25. So 6, 7, and 4, stability, acknowledgement, and harmony. Ooh, okay. Okay. So what I feel like in this one is, for you, Venus in Cancer is in a sense of trying to find the, trying to find the light in a storm, but not being able to allow yourself to be grateful for the positive aspects in life, because there is something so damning that happened. I don't want to say damaging. I don't want to say painful. Maybe stunning. It's more of a feel of being like stunned, like, oh, okay, that kind of affected me emotionally. So this is what I feel. I feel like this situation almost had to happen in order for you to start looking at things differently. I feel like, because there's flowers and there's water. So that's earth energy. That's definitely beauty. And that's water with emotions. I feel like something may have happened. It's a situation maybe from like graduation, or something that you completed, a success of yours or a milestone that you hit, but there's still some pain or something, some type of issue that is wrapped around it. And you're wanting to free yourself from it. You're wanting to let go and kind of like start anew or do something different, but it won't let you. For whatever reason, it will not let you. Venus in Cancer can definitely, and I think I spoke about it in the beginning, can definitely be possessive and kind of stuck on one thing. And I think this may be the thing that you're stuck on. Like, okay, well, I was hurt, I was pained during this situation, so I'm going to basically victimize this person forever, or, have this situation be such a defining moment for me. But with a lot of blues being the color scheme, I feel like this comes out in your conversations a lot as well. It's almost like you could be talking about something else, and somehow or some way you come back, or this issue comes back, it circles back for you to be able to speak about it. And that part feels like that's the caged part about it. Like you can't get it out of your conversational dialogue to where you can move past something. Um, Definitely let me know what that means for you, how it resonates. Okay, so we have ghost lands. We have spirit of place. We have goblins. Yeah, man. And we have slow and steady. It's a yeah, this situation feels like it's something that has happened from the past. It's like, okay, you know how with feelings from home, a childhood home, you have that nostalgia, right? This feels like the opposite. I don't know if it's still nostalgic, if it's not so pleasant. You see what I'm saying? But this has the reverse of a nostalgic feeling, but still something from the past. And it's it's significant in its location, it's significant in its season. I don't know if someone was, like, left out in the cold. I don't know if someone was, like, left to just deal with a dark situation by themselves, like, was in a partnership or a friendship, and they just, in the end, had to fend from them for themselves. So with this slow and steady, it feels like your healing is 1000% your responsibility, in the sense for you to be able to prepare for love or to see the beauty in things, the newness in situations without having a level of regret or a level of PTSD about a situation. Healing from it will allow you to show up to new situations very welcoming and not like, no, I've been here before, I've experienced this before. It just, something isn't right. Pessimistic in a way. Yes. So season, time, and location seem to be very significant. I feel like whatever this situation was a very transformative time for you or transformative experience. So we have greens, it allowed you to grow, but you could have grown a lot more. Dang. So we have 8, we have 4, we have 5, and then we have 3. Wow. You could have grown a lot more, but the effects of it all kind of stunted that. You weren't able to look past, you weren't able to see like the lessons in the situation. Um, dang. Okay, so the cards that we have true love, we have soulmate, and we have let your friends help you in reverse. Okay, so it makes sense because this definitely feels like during this time of Venus in Cancer, how you look at love, how you look at intimate situations always is always compared to whatever desolate situation this was. And so if either you maybe that's why it hurt so bad, because you did consider this person to be a soulmate or a true love. And when it comes to, well, facing the fact that maybe they weren't, to maybe someone else is in the future, you're not really willing to consider that. And it feels like you're just wanting to do this alone, though, because every person in the oracle cards above are by themselves. But when we get down to truth, you guys were close. What was this? I feel like you considered them to be these amazing things at the time, but when it came down to challenges and significant situations, it wasn't that. But you had to, it's almost like you had to let your guard down. You had to be vulnerable. You had to really sink into, look how they're melting together. You had to sink into this relationship for it to disappoint you in a way for that it needed to change you. You had to change. Some of you may have even considered spending marrying this person or sharing a life with them, maybe even starting a business with them, something that would have connected you forever. And I feel like without warning or without a quick warning, just kind of left you hanging. And it was in a very cold way. So maybe communication stopped without, I don't feel like maybe it was full on ghosting, but in a sense where communication just stopped. Maybe it was one day like you were planning your future, and then the next it was like, I'm unsure about it. And then the next it was like, yeah, I think, we're friends. Friends do that for each other. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought we was together. I thought this was like a thing. And it is someone who brought you out of your shell if you were ever in one. And after that, you just went right back in it. And to get you out of that, to help you trust again, it's been very hard. So what is Venus in Cancer going to teach during this time? Strength. We got the Strength card. We got the Two of Pentacles. We have the Five of Swords, and we have the Five of Pentacles. This relationship, there was going to be a level of selfishness there. There was going to be a level of it being one-sided. Even though you were brought out of your shell, they were never really growing. They were never really changing. And so it was going to cause more pain than what the pain that you experienced with this ending. The Strength card, it forced you to rely on yourself. The Two of Pentacles, I feel like during that relationship or during this situation, you were always deciding if it was you. But I also feel like for some of you, this is also a job. For a very small percentage of you, this is also, relatable to a job. You had always decided, had to make a choice if you were going to put yourself first or put the other person first. If you were going to, okay, well, I need to get this done, and if you had two to-do lists, right? You would prioritize the other person's to-do list before yours, and then kind of get to yours later. And that wasn't, even though you were resilient during the situation, it didn't necessarily speak to the strength that you had. Your strength is you being able to overcome and continuously move forward during this process. But baby, you are rewarded with the Ace of Pentacles. And with this job, with this job, if you went to a new job, it's more opportunities, it's more grabbable opportunities for promotion, or maybe you on a continuous stair step get bonuses and increases each year, where the other one you were kind of capped out and weren't getting that. Or if it's a relationship, it's, you are granted with this new relationship that also offers a baby. The King of Wands, this new person is more active, it's more spontaneous, it's more giving you, life, something that you actually needed. And you got the Four of Wands. Listen, from conflict and change and challenge and triumph, and really secretly wanting this sense of freedom that you didn't have in that past situation, letting it go, it ending, what am I trying to say? You releasing yourself from that gave you so much more just in 3 cards. It gave you the Ace of Pentacles. It gave you the King of Wands. It gave you the King of Wands, and it gave you the Four of Wands, which is about a happy home, being able to actually build something with someone. Okay. This is that house. This is that nostalgia that had that feeling. This is a complete package. If there was ever like a 10 of Pentacles in a card, broken down into cards, it would be this all day. I love it. You see why I love this stone so much? Oh my gosh. So thank you for this. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile 3. Okay, listen, we've been talking about some good stuff in the other piles. Okay, so pile 3, let's see. You chose this stone. What is this? This is not obsidian. This is tourmaline. And with all of the darkness that's in it, all of the negativity that it absorbs, it still has this one speck right here of light. You see it? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's see. You have prosperity, but it was in reverse. You have intuition, okay? And you have communication. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be less about love and more about you. Oh, excuse me. This level of you being you, right? I feel like if you don't look, it's almost like you attract how you feel. So if you feel like you don't look good, you're not going to attract all that you're able to. And when you operate in that way, you tend to be a little defensive, like your intuition works from a shadow phase. Does that make sense? So you're always looking at the dark side of a situation. Oh my gosh, you're always looking at the dark side of a situation when they're not considering that there could be another side. And I don't know, you have really weird language. I don't know if you are speaking less, speaking in terms of something that your natural group isn't really speaking of. So it's almost like I've evolved past this. So I'm speaking more of 5D things when, my friends are still worried about celebrity gossip. It feels like that. Not understanding that you can definitely do both. You can definitely participate in both. That is balance. Okay. So let's see, this prosperity. I feel like a lot of you are either into sex magic, glamour magic, something to call in more money, but it's not happening from a balanced space. So it's not giving you the results that you want, especially if you're trying to do something where you're wanting to allure attraction, allure people in, allure your manifestations in. There's a sense of you're missing something. Your energy, your intentions and your energy are saying two different things. But I feel like with you being given signs, like you're still not listening. So yeah, 8, 7, 3. Excuse me. It says, look at the areas in your life that need decisive action. Search your heart for the right answers. Listen to the messages that come from your intuition and follow through. Yeah, you're super focused on manifesting something. And I want to say it's a home. I want to say I think it's a home. Yeah. Or a new sense of property. Something about property, something definitely materialistic. But you need money for it. Something you need money for. Yeah, either way, you're not going about it in the right way. So let's see. We have one ring circus. It was in reverse. We have flying, which was also in reverse. Magic prayer. Okay, so we have 6, we have 2, and we have 5. Yeah, For whatever reason, I feel like you're wanting to I feel like you've convinced yourself that you're at such an elite level, that you're at such like this heightened grounds, that the people that you're around, you've convinced yourself you haven't found your soul tribe, but this is legit you isolating yourself. So yes, we all want to be be open enough to receive downloads and channel messages, but sometimes we can be too hyperactive in our third eye and our crown, and we can have a hyper sense of spirituality to where we're not considering what's going on in the 3D. And if you're going to manifest 3D things, you need to be on this plane at some period. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't be all, oh, fairies and intuition and the signs and manifesting it. You can't. A lot of times you got to look at it for what it is in its raw form and figure out what needs to be fixed to physically open the doors that you need. Okay. You can't weird yourself or magically put yourself into a situation without having to do some self-reflection. And I feel like that's being missed here. I feel like, and oh my gosh, it makes sense, especially with this one being in reverse and her looking at her self-reflection, but you're not really taking in what you're looking at, okay? This magic prayer, yes, you want to be evoked, you want to be overcome by something magical and something magically happen, but you don't understand something's got to change. Like you have that part down packed, but you got to do some other stuff, even with the flying, which is actually a 3D kind of thing, but you don't want to do it the regular way. You want to teleport. You want to teleport someplace else, teleport from this new beginning. And it's asking you to be more grounded in your efforts. So in regards to Venus and Cancer, especially with all the things that we talked about in its descriptors, how does this apply? Wanting to upgrade your life, wanting to have more adornments in your life, but not going about it in the practical way. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Codependency. All right. Trust in reverse. Worth waiting for in reverse. Damn, and religious factors in reverse. This is okay. So in it's okay. So there is this thing that's called co-creating with the universe. Co-creating means you have to do your part too, while spirit helps you do the other part. You're not just doing everything by yourself. It's not just manifesting, okay, let me take over, let me do spiritual job and do this and move this and, say these chants and do this affirmations and and all this other stuff. And you don't do anything. You got to do something. So you can have exactly what you're asking for, but you have to put some work in. Trust in reverse. This level of like pessimism you have with the energies around you, you have to stop that, because that's also a part of co-creating. You have to give yourself more time for your manifestations to come to fruition, okay? Especially the things that you're asking for. And religious factors, it can't always be about spirit. A lot of times it has to be about having fun with what you have, showing gratitude, self-reflecting, understanding why you haven't attracted the things that you're asking for in this very space. Presently, how am I? Am I ready for it? I know I want these big things, but am I ready for it? Okay. And if you do another moon ritual outside, because I'll be damned, okay? How can they, let me ask, oh, I'm interested though. Yeah. Okay. So how can they get to this point? And I'll tell you the cards in a second. How can they get to this point in a healthy way? We have the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, but that was in reverse. The Page of Cups was in reverse too. So I feel like, the cards that came out before were the Two of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So you can definitely, you know, if you decide to make a different choice, the things that you're asking for can come in super fast, right? You can start to see and feel that forward movement. Right now, what's asking you is to reconnect back to your desires, the purpose of your desires. Why are you wanting this? Is your soul asking for it, or does it look good on the outside? Is it something for you to say, oh, I manifested this big ass house, okay? Oh, I manifested going to Bali. Oh, I manifest for $17. Oh, I manifested this, it. Are you doing it to showboat that you are a spiritual being and that you are, this amazing, this master manifester, or are you doing it because that's actually what your soul purpose and soul desire is? The Queen of Wands is definitely that one that does things out of joy. Okay, you're mastering things out of joy. What's going on in these first oracle cards, there's no joy in any of those cards. The prosperity being in reverse, even if it's upright, there's still like this stone face. What card is this? The intuition, it's it's looking in one direction and not understanding everything that's going on around them. And then the communication card, just being hyper focused on one thing and not, again, looking at it from a worldview. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you are so fixed on something and so determined to think it and feel it into fruition that it's stalling the process. You're halting the process. So what do? You have to love it. You have to take a step back and allow it to flow, allow it to be free, allow it to come to you. You chasing something all the time. Remember Pepe Le Pew? I know there was that whole thing, but with Pepe Le Pew, he chased and chased and chased. And then when he finally didn't, she did. Allow it to come to you. Don't suffocate your dreams. Don't suffocate your manifestations. Are there any more messages for pile 3? The King of Cups. You have to feel it. Go from the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups was another about you connecting back to your soul. Understand, feeling it, really being connected to it on a soul level. That's based off of you. Master that, and you can master just about anything. And if I'm not mistaken, the King of Cups is water signs, and I believe Cancer is a part of that. One thing Cancers are very sure of is their emotions and how they feel about something a little bit. They do take on everybody else's stuff, but that's a whole nother conversation. But feeling is something that they're good at. Okay. So thank you. And I will see you next time. Bye. Pile 4. Hi. Okay. So you selected, I think this is citrine. I think we'll go with it. So what I definitely love about this, the goldenness, the joy, the sunlight of it all is backed by light. So that makes this a little brighter. And I feel like this has like the energy of the more positive you are, the brighter your light shines, and the more people you're able to draw into you. You chose it. Okay. It may be for you. So let's see. Excuse me. We have surrender, possessions, and nurture. Oh, hell yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So surrender. Let go of an internal and external struggle. Let go of the eternal and external struggles of life. Give up the fight to control others in situations. What? I didn't get that energy from you guys. Okay. Possessions and nurture. All right. It had to be one of you guys. Okay. And it looks like pile 4 is it. Pile 4 for Venus in Cancer. And even as I'm looking at this nurture card, it's giving me lioness in the back. And you feel like during this time, while Venus is in Cancer, you feel a little more possessive. You feel like protection. You feel like you're hovering over something. You feel like I'm the only one that can, I'm the best at keeping this relationship going. I'm the best at, defining what beauty is. I'm the best at attracting or saying what has the highest quality of something. Does that make sense? So we got some pink, we have a lot of blue. But then we have a white. So I don't even think you realize that you're doing this. I think you have good intentions with doing so, but it's coming off a little bit much to everyone else. It's coming off as nobody can do it like me vibes. And I think the overwhelming part of it is that you infuse this, or you put this on everybody else. Like, here, let me help you. Here, okay, well, tell me, because I need to like show you. Here, let me do this. Here, let me do. And it's like, damn. And I just asked you for a recipe. That's it. I didn't ask you to come cook it. I didn't. I just asked you what your experience was like at the Hilton. I didn't ask you to book or hook me up with your representative. Okay. I didn't ask that. And you just have to, I guess you're hearing it from me that you need to back off a little bit. Okay. Because even though your intentions are good, you're kind of bringing the mood down a little bit, and you don't want to do that. Or, I mean, you don't want to do it. If you do it, you want to be aware that you're actually doing it. Okay. So we have making a choice, magical map shifter, compass, talesman. These are all high number cards. We have 30, we have 52, we have 50, we have 49. Regardless of what they break down to, I feel like you are very much an old soul. I feel like you are a problem solver. You are an executor. You are the things that maturity brings, that wisdom brings, that experience brings. But you have to understand that a lot of times, even though you have these experiences, doesn't mean that people want to be led or be guided or, be told what to do. And a sense of Venus, especially being about love, people want a partnership. People want something mutual, because Venus is very much a director. Venus is the star, or what do they call it? The morning star. So you can see it next to the North Star. So it's a guiding light, the compass, but it doesn't force people to go into a certain direction. You can tell people where they are morally or on a map, but you can't make them go in a certain direction. Okay. You have this, I feel like you have this, it feels like a very mothering feel, a very mothering energy. You want growth. You want, these great things for people. And that's actually pretty beautiful. You want them to have a life that's filled with success and enjoyment and happiness. But you can't force them to. You can't force them to see what journey, what path, what road they should take. Okay. You just can't. With this making a choice, this definitely feels like, okay, I think this is asking you to understand that when people are at a crossroads with their own life, understand that you don't need to show them which direction to go, because that's based off of your own ideas, your own perspective, your own thinking. And in reality, no matter which way they choose, it's going to be engulfed in beauty. It is. It may be scary, and that's probably why they gravitate towards you for some sort of advice or your opinion, but not for you to convince them or sway their decisions. I don't have the book, but this tells me, let me look. Yeah. And sometimes it's okay to just be that support system. Do you see what I'm saying? Be that check-in point, like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's probably a good idea to do this. And, you know, if you have any more questions, you can definitely follow back up, or, you know, I'm just here to support you. Don't be a guide dog. Don't do that. Because the people that you're dealing with, your family, your friends, people you meet on the street, it's a thing for you. But you don't have to make sure that they're taking your advice. Okay. It's an opinion, it's a perspective, it's all the things just to be considered. Okay. So we have here, we have wedding and we have forgiving and learning. I feel like this, your experience with this, forgiving and learning, is in reverse. I feel like you are like this right now because you have learned so many lessons. You've had failed relationships. You've had some semi-successful relationships. And for whatever reason, you've dedicated your life to making sure other people don't experience the things you have experienced, but you can't save everybody from situations. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't, and it probably backfires on you to show people red flags of certain things. You feel like you're helping because you can feel that the route they're about to take is going to be damaging, it's going to be painful, it's going to be hurtful for them, but that is something they need for their own life. Okay. You can't protect everybody from everything that's going to happen in the world. In Venus and Cancer, I feel like it's showing you that, and it may be some like backbiting and some conflictual conversations or some tension because you don't let people touch the stove, and people are at the point where I want to touch the stove. I can't explain it to anybody else what the stove feels like because you hadn't let me touch the stove. Just let them touch the stove. And it's okay. You can always keep your I told you so's to yourself. If you are a spouse, that's very much like you want to plan everything for your significant other, or your, you know, if you are a significant other that wants to plan everything for your significant other, if you are a parent that wants to map and plan everything out for your kids, it's going to backfire on you. And I feel like Venus in Cancer is showing you how being so possessive is not in your best interest. Life, especially greenery, especially with this tree, the tree of life, bushes, flowers, they all feed to other products of life in an indirect way. So with pollen, a bee lands on a flower, and it, you know, the pollen sticks to the bee and they go and pollinate other things. The flower doesn't like snatch the bee out of the air, put the pollen on their legs, and then push them out to go where they're going to go next for, you know, fertilization. A lot of times fruit or fruit seeds from trees fall down. Yes, it could be messy, but it fertilizes other things that nature needs. It doesn't, you know, grab the grass or the soil up or grab the bird. Hey, bird, come here. You're supposed to house here. I got the best housing over here. It doesn't do that. Everything happens in an indirect way because it understands its power. And with it understanding its power, okay, that light, that joy, if you do it in light and not out of fear or, a thirst for being acknowledged, you're going to shine brighter and you're going to attract more to you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. They can't do that. They can't. Okay. So let's start here. So the first card to come out was the Five of Cups. Then we have the Justice card. Then we have the World card. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. And this is saying you can't, just because you had an uncomfortable time or a hard time overcoming some hurts or disappointments in your past, doesn't mean that the next person is going to feel that. So as much as you want to make sure that a person is having a fair experience in life, you can't fully control that. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't make a pro and con list for somebody else and then say, here, make a decision based off of how I feel and how I see the situation. What kind of shit is that? You can't live life for everybody else. Then we have the World card and the Five of Pentacles. Understand that it's going to be fine. Life is a cycle. We have cycles even within this life of cycle. So if I mess up this time, I'll have an opportunity to make up for it the next time. And never, never struggle with people that you're trying to help. You can't do that, because what you're doing is putting yourself in a position to be the center of attention for their life, for them to give you the accolades and the acknowledgement of, yes, they told me that, this was going to happen. And I'm just so glad that they were there to struggle with me. Or, I want to thank this person. You guys, I wouldn't have been able to do anything in my life if it wasn't for this person right here. Like, you want everybody to do that. And that's not fair. That's actually pretty selfish. That's not love. That's, what is that? That's, what is it? It's obsessive. It's obsessed. It's something not right. I can't think of the word right now, but it's something not right. So you want to look at how you're coming off in situations, how you feel like, okay, so you have the Page of Wands, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Knight of Wands. The Five of Swords is the one that sticks out the most. You're here. This person came to you like, hey, I have these swords and I really don't know what to do with them. And you pick up all the swords and it's like, okay. And you'll be like, okay, I'll handle it. I'll take care of it. I'll do this. I'll carry the burden. And it's like, but damn, I brought you swords. I obviously know what to do with the swords if I brought them to you. I don't need you to take care of them. I just want you to acknowledge or be a part or understand. So with the Page of Wands and with the Knight of Wands, it's asking you to slow down in how quickly you go to help someone. Oh, it's the Ten of Cups. And if you slow down, if you just back off a little bit, everything you need comes to you. Every cup you need filled, you don't have to fill it yourself. You've done enough for people in the past and just throughout your life to where if you just slow down, you give people a chance to fill up your own cup. The Queen of Cups. Gosh, you can't make this stuff up. Definitely feminine energy. Just be in your power. And that power is just being present. alive, silent. Okay. This has been nice. I've had fun. Definitely share this, like it, subscribe, leave a comment. Leave a comment for sure, because I want to know how these resonate for your life. And thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.